Hello everyone. So in today's video, I'm going to present 3 concepts that we have learned in the past 6 weeks and mostly have to do with speaking skills, more specifically, of course, pronunciation. So first, we will take a look with our agenda today. I would like to start this on the connection between language and identity from socio-cultural perspective. Then we move on to our second point, which we will explore the cognitive psychological skill acquisition theory and end today's discussion by looking at the intonation factors, which is most EFL learners often neglect and need to work on. So at the same time, I will also relate the concept with my own teaching and learning experience and elicit implications for our future teaching practice. So hopefully you will enjoy today's video and learn something useful from it. So alright, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Identity. Research conducted so far showed there's a really strong connection between our language use and language choices, namely our identity. So Lippigreen in 2012 argued that pronunciation is tied with expression of speaker's identity, perhaps more than any aspect of language. And pronunciation is intertwined with attitudes, stereotype, and stigma. So basically, identity dimension plays a really key role in our second language pronunciation learning. So actually, lots of my students came to me and expressed their concerns with their imperfect accent, which is an important part that represents who they are, where they come from. You know, we have Chinese accent, we have Indian accent, and we have French accent.
Yes, it's cool.
I'm just watching some TV shows on Netflix.
Italian accent, etc. So in fact, no clear evidence that have been showed a degree of acidness and comprehensibility. So speakers who succeed even in reducing the degree of their foreignness in their accent still be heard as incomprehensible by lay listeners, according to Monroe and Derwin research. So namely, comprehensibility involves both sides, speakers and the listener. So that implies that we should include our students' identities and their unique culture into our lesson plan to make them feel more welcome and more included. So hopefully, my future students will be proud and confident of their unique accent, like one of my French friends once said, who is also a EFL learner, quote, "My English is okay, but my French accent is perfect." So let's move on to part 2, which is skill acquisition theory. So from cognitive psychology's perspective, according to de Keyser, he argued that second language pronunciation is essentially a skill acquisition. What does that mean? Our human behaviors learn through practice, such as, remember how we play violin, swimming, driving, those things. So the main idea is that learning involves 3 stages as it process from the initial stage that exposure to skill performance. So this stage includes the acquisition of declarative knowledge, such as abstract rules and specific examples that normally teacher will illustrate in the class. Then transformation of declarative knowledge into procedural knowledge, and then finally the implication. So guys, remember, pronunciation is a skill that takes tremendous time and efforts. Explicit instruction is necessary, of course, but that's not enough. The elaborate practice, including fluency activities and corrective feedbacks from professionals, are also super essential for our speaking success. Our last point, intonation. So basically, non-native speakers' intonation appears to be the key factors in listeners' misinterpretation of information structures or misunderstanding speakers' original intents. So intonation is typically defined as the linguistically meaningful use of vocal pitch level and pitch movement in phrases. So according to Brazil and Tench, the intonation structure identifies significant pitch choices on the tonic syllables and focus words of each thought groups. In most cases, falling tones from native English speakers' perspective indicates a speaker telling something to a hearer, or rising tones usually indicates the speaker is reminding the hearers of something. The choices of tone on the focus words can affect both perceived information structure and the social cues in alto discourse. Of course, I will also provide a few examples that will perfectly show you how intonations affect the meaning.
You said, got the keys. No, I didn't. I asked, got the keys? No. You said, got the keys.
So we have discussed the identity and skill acquisition theory and how intonation affects our speech today. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.